The North American Handmade Bike Show is going to be in Sacramento, California, March 15th to 17th in the year of our Lord 2019. There's going to be all sorts of beautiful custom bikes. There's going to be component manufacturers like White Industries and I think Paul Components. There's going to be so much cool bike stuff going on there. If you're into frame building, it's going to be so cool. And if you can't make the show, there's going to be some media coverage and photos that get posted. And I'm going to be there. Let me tell you all about what I think is going to be great this year. NAHBS is it's the biggest of the bike trade shows. You got Philly Bike Expo, you got the Boston Bike Builders Ball. There's used to be, or maybe still is, some in Oregon. There's actually I think a pretty big one that happens Bespoked or something is in the UK. I haven't been to that. There's a couple different ones that are more regional. My friend Frank does one in Ann Arbor. There's a couple different shows, but NAHBS is the biggest one, and so. You know, it's just exciting. I've been to the one that was in Louisville in like 2015. I haven't made it to any of the other shows, and I'm going to have a booth there this year. And so I'll be showing my own stuff, and I'll be walking the show floor to some extent. It's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think. It's kind of a long show. The Philly Bike Expo is 2 days, and this is even longer. And there's just going to be so many beautiful bikes there. You know, when you go to the custom bike shows, the bar is so high. Everybody is bringing their best work. Everybody is like kind of a nut about fabrication and about craftsmanship. The paint jobs are outrageous. The detail is just kind of nuts. The concept bikes that some people make are really cool. I'm thinking of like a couple years ago, this is like 5-6 years ago or more. I remember, I think it was Moots or one of the titanium builders had made like a trail bike where it was like a fat bike that was extra long wheelbase, and it had a Steel brand chainsaw that was like, had a special mount, and they had like a titanium shovel so you could do trail maintenance with this bike. And like, they're not going to sell any of these, but it was like really cool spectacle. There's all sorts of stuff that happens at these shows. People are making like weird kooky stuff. You have some builders that just bring their straightforward, you know, bread and butter bicycles that they sell a lot of, and they're not meant to be as much of a novelty. They're meant to be practical, and that's really cool to see too. There's all these builders who just, you know, they spend their whole lives in their shop making these bikes, you know, serving the sort of like custom bike market, and it's really cool to like get to meet people and shake their hands, to talk about the process and just to see the bikes. And so I'm really excited to go and to see all that stuff. It's going to be really awesome. I think anybody who's interested in custom bike frame building, if you think about you might want to buy a bike, or you think you might want to get into frame building, or you just think it's beautiful, you know, maybe you're a welder in a different industry and you just admire it, or whatever, it's just really cool to go to the show. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money. I think for most people, just getting to the town is going to cost more than the entry to the show. And it's just so cool to be able to walk around and talk to people. You know, for me, I live in Syracuse, New York. It's kind of the middle of nowhere, and around here, you know, I don't have lots of peers who spend their whole lives thinking about like fabricating bicycles and bicycle design and custom bicycles. And even my friends who are really into bikes, it's you know, it's a little bit of a different project. And so it's really cool to be at the show and to be surrounded by people who are like thinking the same kinds of things as you, and you know, to be around that sort of community. With something like Instagram and YouTube and stuff, you can really connect with people who are interested in the same stuff in different places. But when you go to the show, you're really surrounded by all that energy. It's really fun to get to meet all the people that you've seen online, and to see the bikes in person, and to, you know, really like to look closely at the welds and the paint jobs. It's really cool stuff. It can be intimidating to bring your bikes to show because, you know, everyone's going to be peeping it and looking really close. But yeah, it's just such a fun time for someone who's in the bike industry, and for like someone like me who's just such a nerd about it. I just, you know, I want to absorb all that stuff. And yeah, I don't know, like John Watson, who runs, you know, probably in the Radavist is what it's called now. He would always go to these shows and take lots of photo sets of these beautiful bikes, and he's a great photographer. Really cool to see all the photo sets of the bikes. I don't know if he's going to be there this year, but there will be certainly a fair amount of coverage from different great bike bike photographers of these beautiful bikes. So if you can't make the show, you can check that out. I think NAHBS usually has someone, or MTBR, some different like media outlets will do YouTube video interviews with people. So if you go on YouTube and you're searching for frame builders at NAHBS, you'll find quite a few little 2-minute long video interviews, and I've enjoyed that. But I've only been to the one show, and just being there is, it's exciting. I'm really excited to go. I hope to see a bunch of you there. If you like the videos and you're going to be there, say hi to me. Well, anyhow, if you're anywhere near Sacramento, California, you should definitely consider blocking off that weekend and making a trip to the show. If you can't make it, like it's a long drive, or could be intercontinental for some of you, there's going to be some media coverage. I'll try and do my best with my Instagram story to cover it, and maybe do some YouTube content also. If I have my ducks in a row, I'll be recording an episode or two for my podcast. I don't know if I'll have the time to squeeze that in. I want to get my podcast launched. But anyway, yeah, definitely make the show if you can, and if you can't, enjoy all the beautiful photos and stuff that come out of it. I hope you found the video useful, and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one.